friends. Happy Black Friday to you. I hope that you had a very fun Thanksgiving full of family and friends and food and all that good stuff. I don't know how you celebrate Black Friday, whether you go shopping or just hang out at home, but I celebrate it by doing some mindful meditation about the things that I'm thankful for, and also trying to combine a craft with that. So I'm super lucky to have today off and the freedom to do a few crafty things. I spent several years of my life as an ESL instructor, an English as a second language instructor, and my children came to me in the mid-90s. They were all refugee children, and many of them were from the Indian region, and a lot of them were Buddhist. And I was introduced into like the Tibetan Buddhist culture, and I loved it, and I still love it. I practice yoga and mindful meditation and things like that. But I was called, is the only way that I can describe it, to create some Tibetan lanterns. And I did a little research online and saw some photographs, and I thought, well, that looks like just a fun thing to do. So I wanted to kind of walk you through this process today. You can do it with different sort of symbols if you want. The symbols that I chose were a pair of golden fishes. Now, in Buddhism, the two goldfish symbolize the auspiciousness of all sentient beings in a state of fearlessness without danger of drowning in samsara, which is the world. So the two goldfishes are linked with the Ganges and the Yamuni rivers in India, and prana and carp. The two fishes originally represented the two main sacred rivers of India, the Ganges and the Yamuna, and these rivers are associated with the lunar and solar channels, which originate in the nostrils and carry the alternating rhythms of breath or prana. And part of my yoga practice is a pranayama practice, which is learning to breathe in different and cool ways. If you've never thought about doing yoga, the pranayama practice is a great place to start because it just teaches you all about your breathing. Fishes have significance in the Hindu religion, Buddhist traditions, but also in Christianity. We think about the loaves and fishes. We think about the sign of the fish, which is what we typically know as the Jesus fish, the ichthys. So fish really do have a lot of symbolism, and they also symbolize complete freedom of movement in the water. They symbolize abundance. So I thought that this would be a fun symbol, especially as we're going into the new year, you know, and we think about refreshment and abundance and all those kinds of cool concepts. So I finished 3 panels of my Buddhist lantern, my Tibetan lantern, and I wanted to show you how this is coming together. Of course, it's all cardboard box, you know, my favorite thing to work with. The first thing that you want to do if you want to make one of these things is to gather some 4.5 by 7 cardboard panels. Cereal box panels is what I'm working with. I measured these. I think they're, hold on a second, I can't remember. Yeah, I came in 1/2 inch and did one line, and then another 1/2 inch and created another line. So what I was doing here was kind of creating a frame for my fish on my lantern. Then I punched holes because we're going to want to sew all this together, and no sewing machine required, of course. And I punched some holes, and those are, hold on, I gotta move my paint for a minute. I think I did these 1/2 inch, yeah, just 1/2 inch holes on the 7 inch side of your piece of cereal box board. And be careful when you're punching this, because it's easy to punch through this tiny little rim thing that you have here. So because it's small, it's easy to kind of punch through. But punch these a 1/2 inch apart, and I started at a 1/2 inch and ended at 6.5 inches on this. The next thing I did was I painted my board. And I painted my board. I wanted to mimic the Lokta paper that comes from the Daphne shrub in Nepal. And that's what a lantern is traditionally made from. So I wanted to kind of mimic paper, but not use tissue paper or anything like that. I wanted to use the whole piece of my cereal box board. So the way that I kind of made my cereal box board mimic is I painted it white, and I did not layer on a lot of paint. So I wanted to show you how I did this. I didn't layer on a lot of paint because I did not want to completely erase the lines that I had drawn for the frame of my lantern. So I brought, you can hear Kronk is on the bed upstairs on the futon, so he's grumping a little bit. I painted on some just plain acrylic paint, and then I scraped it off, just like that. And that helped me kind of mimic a sort of paper, you know, so it gave it a little bit of a papery look. You know, I did not want these solid white. That wasn't what I was going for. You know, I wanted them to have a sort of paperish kind of quality to them. So I did not want to paint them solid white. Okay, so we can see how that looks. The next thing I did, y'all, is I painted the border. And I painted the border. I thought that a nice blue would be a great border. I have graduate acrylic that my beautiful friend gave me. This is a cerulean blue. You can do this any color you want. I just thought it would be a nice blue that would match my fish. So I'm going to step away and paint my border, and then I will be right back. Okay, friends, I finished my 4th panel on my Tibetan lantern. And I painted it white, and then of course wiped off some of that white paint and did a blue border. Now, a word about this border: I'm not a very good painter, so I had to go back and use a little Winsor Newton marker that my friend gave me and kind of neaten up my edges. You can do this anyway, y'all. You can color it, you can marker it, you can do whatever is most comfortable for you. For my fish, I went online and found a few fish patterns and just used those. I drew them and then just made a few copies of them, and that's the way I came up with my fish. And then after I got them drawn and copied, I did color them in with a little, with some Prismacolor markers. Again, a gift. I am so blessed because my friends, I have angel friends, angel art friends, and they just send me all kinds of wonderful things. So I was able to use those great Prismacolor markers to color in my fish. Next thing I'm going to do is attach the fish onto my panel, and I want to be sure that I have them going the right way. So let's do that real quick. This is not hard. Just take a little bit of Mod Podge or whatever kind of adhesive that you want to use, and stick those fish on. I did go back, y'all, and do a little bit of embellishment with some Spica markers that I had. And that kind of added a little bit of glittery, you know, a little glittery, a little bit of shimmer and shine to my fish. Alright, now I'm going to stand up to do this. Put a little fish on it. And then just go back a little bit of Mod Podge and make sure he's stuck down really good. Okay. And second fish. We're listening to a little bit of Buddhist chant music by Tina Turner and some children, which is just, isn't that so beautiful? Just reminds me of when my children used to sing when I taught English as a second language. It was such a delight for them to share their culture and their religion and you know, their clothing. I mean, just everything was just, to me, enchanting about my children. I just love them. Okay, we've attached the fish onto our panel. The next thing that we're going to want to do is we want to sew our fourth panel in. So I'm going to get out needle and some embroidery floss, and we will sew our fourth panel in. Be right back, y'all. Okay, friends, I'm sewing my last panel onto my Tibetan lantern, and I'm sewing mine with just a length of embroidery floss. So the way you do this is you're going to go under, and I don't know why it works like this, but it does. I tried it several different ways. I tried, you know, flipping the panels over and just sewing them. That didn't work. To get this stitch pattern, this is what you got to do. You have to go under, and don't pull too tight, because if you pull too tight, you're going to rip your cereal box. And then over. Okay, under. And over. So you're getting a stitch that looks like this. And again, you know, don't pull too tight or you'll rip your cereal box. But you know, you don't want it to be too loose. So it's kind of a little bit tricky. Under and over. I'm going to finish up sewing my fourth panel on, and then I'll be back to finish the project. Hey there! Okay, we are back, and I am finishing up my Tibetan lantern, and I'm sewing the four signatures together at the spine, so we can create our lantern shape. And I just wanted to say just a few words about this year and what a tumultuous kind of year it's been, and wanted to encourage everybody to just remember to be kind and to respect you know, other cultures and other foods and other clothing and other ways of doing things, you know, other than what we traditionally do. It's a wonderful thing to simply just be inclusive. We're all members of one human family, and it's been a divisive year. So just wanted to, you know, we're at Thanksgiving now, and the next few weeks we'll just kind of speed along, and then before you know it, it'll be Christmas, and then before you know it, it'll be a new year. So just a wish for you for a happy, happy holiday season. I hope that some of my simple crafts will make you happy or make your kids happy. This is another one of those things that would just be a lot of fun to do with some children. They might need a little help with this, but what a great way to spend some time, you know, with your kids, making something from stuff that you have around your house. I mean, all of this is stuff that you have around your house. It's a cardboard box and some paper and some embroidery floss or whatever you have around. Nothing special, nothing that you have to go to the store and buy. Okay, so this is our little lantern. We've got it all finished up now. I'm going to turn it on its side so you can kind of see it, and then I'll snap some photos of it. I see little lanterns being used with different symbols, like a Celtic knot or a cross, or, you know, even a Christmas symbol. You could do 4 panels of Christmas symbols and then, you know, set them up as table decor or something like that. You could do your word of the year. You could do sun and moon. The cool thing about this too is it's completely collapsible, and it would make a wonderful gift for someone. So just remember to be kind and respectful, and remember that we all have dignity, and to treat each other with lots of love and lots of patience this holiday season. So I hope you enjoyed my little Tibetan lantern, and that you'll try this craft yourself. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you. I love you, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks.